Are you sick and tired of dying in the skull caverns? Or having to play it safe while going downwards? Well, look no further. I'll show you how you can become nearly invincible in Stardew Valley by using all of the available tools that we have at our disposal. When trying to go for the mines, skull caverns, or even the volcano dungeon, you can use this build to negate a lot of the damage you would have gotten, making you unkillable there. But before we start, please do press the subscribe button to join our little community. It helps me out a lot and it's totally free. And now, without any further ado, let's begin. For starters, each point of total defense will reduce the damage taken by 1 point to a minimum of 1 damage per hit, while immunity reduces the probability of being debuffed. If you want to survive longer in the skull caverns, you'll need more defense in order to lower the damage taken to your character. I'm stating obvious facts, like everyone knows that. The first few items that we will talk about are the boots. So far, the boots with the highest defense are the Cinder Clown shoes, which you can buy from the Volcano Dwarf for 100 Cinder Shards. They offer plus 6 defense and plus 5 immunity, which is perfect for our build. If you, however, hate being debuffed, you can go for the Mermaid boots, which offer 5 defense and 8 immunity. I myself always use the Cinder Clown shoes since the defense matters, while 5 immunity is enough for me. And I also play a jingling noise as you walk, which is cute, but it can get annoying pretty fast. Next up we have the weapon, and here we will have a few things to work with. As you all know, the Galaxy weapon line is the best in the game, and you can get it just by finding a prismatic shard and offering it to the shrine in the desert. I said that like it was picking vegetables, like I know it can be a bit difficult, but you should always save your first prismatic shard for this. The Galaxy sword sadly doesn't offer any defense buffs, which is not that good, but if you manage to get 3 Galaxy souls from Ginger Island, you can turn it to the Infinity Blade, which does have plus 2 defense on it, which when you reforge with a topaz, it will have a total of plus 5 defense, since you can only reforge a weapon only 3 times. Also from the Galaxy line, the Galaxy Dagger, when turned into the Infinity Dagger, has plus 3 defense on it, and if reforged, it will have a plus 6 defense, which is a bit more than the sword, but the damage will be a bit less. We also have 2 contenders to this, because while they offer lower damage than the ones I mentioned, they offer quite a lot more defense. Those are the Dwarf Sword, which offers plus 4 defense, and the Dwarf Dagger, which has plus 6 defense. And when you reforge those, you get plus 7 on the Dwarf Sword, and plus 9 defense on the Dwarf Dagger. So by sacrificing a little damage, you will in turn get a little more defense on your character. But for me, I would still go with Infinity Weapons due to the damage and being able to kill the enemies faster. And with all of this, we have one more thing to do, and that is an enchantment on your weapon. The best enchantment you can get is the Vampiric one, to get a little health back when slaying monsters. So that's why I want to go with the weapons that have more damage. But the weapon enchantments are randomized, so you will probably need a few more prismatic shards to get the right enchantment. Now for a permanent plus 1 defense buff that we can get, and that is from the newly added skill books, from the 1.6 update. The book, Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Thick, gives you the power of plus 1 defense when read, and you can get it from the bookseller for 20,000 gold starting in year 3, or from artifact spots around the valley, which is random. It's not much, but it's still a buff for the defense. Next up we have another new combat mechanic which was added in the 1.6 update, and that is the Trinket system. You unlock the Trinket slot after you level up your mastery bar and activate the combat shrine. There are 8 trinkets in total, and only 4 of those can do wonders for our build, depending on what you prefer more. I covered all of this in a previous video, so you can check it out for a detailed guide on the trinkets and how to get them. But for now, I will just mention the ones which offer you the biggest survivability, and those are the Fairy Box, the Frog Egg, Ice Rod, and the Magic Quiver. The Basilisk Paw is also good, which makes you immune to debuffs, but that for me doesn't work with this build. The Fairy Box summons a fairy that heals you in combat. The Frog Egg spawns a frog that eats the nearest enemy every 12 seconds, which can be quite helpful in crowded floors. The Ice Rod shoots an orb of ice every few seconds, which freezes all of the enemies in its path. And the magic quiver shoots magic arrows at the nearby enemies, which can lessen the load for fighting. For the most survivability, I would say the fairy box can be quite great for that free extra healing, but you should always try them out for yourself and see which one works the best for you. And the last thing that we have to cover is the rings. The 1.5 update added the option to combine 2 rings into one, where their effects stack. The Crab Show ring increases your defense by 5, and it worked really good in combination with any ring that had an effect to heal or protect you, like the Protection ring, Vampire ring, Sturdy ring, Thorns ring, and a few other ones like that. When you had 2 Crab Show rings in combination with those rings that I mentioned, it offered 10 defense in total and 2 random effects that would help keep you alive. But while making this video I probably found a little bug with the rings, and I can't say for sure though, but maybe Concerned Ape had this design in mind, and that is when you use the Topaz ring, which in the 1.6 update got a new stat which is plus 1 defense, and combine it with the Crab Show ring, the end result will give you a plus 5 ring. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but we still need to mention it, like if it gets changed in the future, since those would have to give plus 6 defense for both rings. But till then, the best ring to use with this build is the Thorns ring, the Protection ring, Iridium Band, the Phoenix ring, and the Ring of Yoba. We can also use the Slime Charmer ring for that extra protection from slimes. All of these, when combined with the Crab Show rings, work wonders, but which one should you get? Well, for me, the Protection ring is a must-have, so that always is my choice for the first ring. But for the second, there are quite a lot of options, and I usually go with Iridium Band for the glow, attraction, and increased attack damage. But you can go with any one you like. All of those have perfect effects that add to your survivability, and especially the Phoenix ring, which revives you after you die once. And for the last thing that we have is the food buff. The best food for the highest defense is the mango sticky rice cooked with key seasoning, which will get us plus 4 defense, and if we are rich, the magic rock candy can do wonders with its plus 5 defense. For me, I always go with the Cinder Clown shoes, which gives me plus 6 defense. And for a weapon, I go for the Infinity Blade to get that plus 5 defense and the Vampiric enchant. We can get more if we go for the dwarf ones, but the damage output will be lower. The skill book now offering plus 1 defense, getting us to a total of 12 defense. The 2 Crab Show rings offering a total of plus 10 defense, get us to a plus 22 defense, and the food buff which I usually go for, and that is the mango sticky rice, since it's more available for us, and that gets us to a whopping plus 26 defense. In addition to this, the trinket which I would go for would be the fairy box to heal us in the dungeon, making us unkillable in the Skull Caverns. So there you have it, that's my build. I go for the perfect runs for materials in Stardew Valley. This build basically makes you unkillable. With all of these effects, you can get a lot of defense and just go and clean out all of the Skull Cavern runs you do. I would like to hear what combination of rings and weapons do you use on your playthroughs, and do you have something extra to add to this build? Let me know down below. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and consider pressing that subscribe button to join my channel and get notified of my future updates. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all in my next one. But till then, stay safe.